Hello and welcome to the podcast. Today we're going to juggle some ideas around outreach. Now, for those of you who are new to the podcast, outreach just means any activity that you do to obviously reach out to potential customers. For some of you who have gotten into business in the last maybe 15, 20 years, a lot of you have grown up around this idea of inbound marketing-led strategies. So the whole idea that you sit down behind the keyboard, you put up content, and because of that, people are going to see the wonderful things you do, and then make their way towards you. Now, that is not a bad way to conduct business at all, and it works. In fact, I have a podcast, and I've been using the podcast to generate business, so it works. However, inbound led forms of marketing and business growth are medium to long term strategies. They're not the kind of thing that can bring you business quick. In other words, if you need money now, starting a podcast, starting a newsletter, what else? Starting an Instagram handle, those are not the kind of things that are going to bring you money sharp. So if you need cash like now, you need cash like yesterday, you actually are going to have to do outreach. Outreach, like I said, anything you do where you are the instigator, you are taking the initiative, and you are taking a very direct approach and reaching out to people to say, do you have a need for my product or my service? So that is what outreach means essentially. Now, once in a while, I come over here and we look at examples of outreach that people have done. And for the benefit of us all, we will, discuss and see how this person could have done things better, iron sharpen iron. So as usual, today's episode is because I received a bit of outreach, and I think there are a couple of things that the guy could have done better. Now, for those of you who are used to the WhatsApp episodes, I'm very sorry. Yes, this is also another WhatsApp episode. But, this one will get small difference. And then apart from that, let's remember that people are discovering the podcast, new every single day. So it might be a little boring for you, but for these people, it's brand new. So let's just get straight in. Speaking of those of you just discovering the podcast, my name is Tavershima Ayede. I'm a former lawyer turned business consultant, and almost every day I come over here on the podcast and we share some business goodness. What I do is I try to solve business problems, and I try to share my knowledge so that all of us collectively can get better when it comes to figuring out who our ideal customers are, chasing after them, building relationships with them, trying to get repeat business from them, and then trying to get them to introduce other customers to us as well. So all-round business growth, that's what this podcast is about. Now, if you'd love to connect with me, maybe because you have problems with your outreach or you have one or two questions you want to ask, that's not a problem. You can call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. I'm okay with answering questions for free, but if you're looking for free advice, just let me know in the very first message, and I'll answer one question only. Then, after that, if you want us to go more in depth, we have to sit down and book a proper consulting session. But don't worry, don't be afraid. The number is 080-6466-2140. Reach out. Let's have a chat. I'm not going to collect money from you, at least not yet. I might eventually, but now don't worry. For that first question, it's not going to be a problem. So, this is outreach that I received. And for those of you who are long-term listeners, as I start reading, you begin to see some of the folly. So, this guy sent me a message. The guy says, I help photographers. First of all, the guy no greets. He's kind of rude now. Nigeria we day, so form some kind of greeting. Good morning, good afternoon, hello, bros, good morning, sir, chief, how you day? Something, sha, anything, but some kind of greeting. Because Nigeria we day. So, his message just read, I help photographers turn their work into portfolio websites clients can view anytime. Can I show you a quick example? So I repeat, that was the guy's message. I help photographers turn their work into simple portfolio websites clients can view anytime. Can I show you a quick example? Now, it's obvious why this guy sent me a message. Now, even though um, I used to be a lawyer and now I'm a business consultant, for a while I was in the event space, wedding photography and the video. Now, even though I have tried to destroy all my profiles because I've taken out Facebook, I've taken out Instagram, I've taken out everything, eh, I don't think you can delete Google pages. I don't know if you can do that. So there's still a Google My Business page available that has my photography. I don't know if some of our video, that's my brother and I, is up there. So for those of you who are curious, who hear me talking about my photography days and you wonder, is this guy telling the truth? I be the guy they whine us. You actually can go and Google, excuse me, Google Tavershima Ayede, photographer, and then you see a bunch of my stuff on Google. So because this guy has seen my stuff, he assumes I'm still in the photography business. So first of all, we'll clap hand for the guy because number one, he's doing outreach. That's good. And by the way, you see how I say that if you're doing outreach, that is the way when, like, if you need money now, you need quick cash. This is the kind of thing you do. So let's say this guy sends these kind of messages out to maybe like 100 people. You never know. He might be lucky. But it's the kind of thing that by doing this now, cash can come like 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. On the other hand, if you say, okay, let me get into business, let me launch Instagram page. Honestly speaking, that you launch your Instagram page today does not mean money will come next week. Maybe sometimes I use too much grammar, but with this simple example, I hope you see what I'm saying. If you're finding a way to enter into your potential customers' DM, you go to drop message, say, how far are you interested? How far are you interested? Eventually, one person will say, how much? That's what I mean by if you're looking for quick cash and you want more direct control over the kind of results that you receive, then outreach is what you should be trying to do, not content marketing, not content marketing, and not inbound marketing, and not all these other kinds of things. So we'll clap hand for the guy because he has taken the initiative. So we clap for him. Second thing is he has done some research because the guy went to go and search online. And because of that, we will clap for the guy as well. Because it's one problem that we have in this space where people just, they just shoot their shot. They try their luck, just message anybody. So because of that, we clap for the guy because at least he did some research to be sure that he's reaching out to photographers only. But therein lies the question. Is he? But we'll continue. So I now told the guy, I said, no thanks, I'm not interested. I stopped doing photography years ago. And then sometimes to kind of give these guys a taste of their medicine and I'll blast the guy back. I say, I have a business podcast that can help you get better at your sales and marketing. Would you like me to share the link with you? Let's see if I can help you grow your business as a photographer. I send the guy a message. What did the guy do? The guy just ignore. But anyway, when I blast people like that, I'm just trying to pass across a hint that, outreach can be done much more tastefully. And just like how you will not respond when somebody they do outreach to you, you should think of a more effective way of trying to do research. Excuse me, of trying to do outreach to people. So basically, that's just the exchange. I was just chilling with my phone, and then my phone just went ping ping. I checked it, and somebody's like, "Hey, what's up? I help photographers build websites so you can show your clients. Should I send you a sample?" So that's it. Now, is that a good form of outreach? So, or rather, let's look at how we can do outreach much more effectively in case you're trying to do some kind of moves like this guy. So, number one, research before you make the call. Research before you do the outreach. Research before you do DM. Now, part of that research is not just you want to see who your potential customers are, but you have to be looking for signs that they are still in the market for what it is that you do. Now, the thing is, if this guy had looked at that Google profile well, he would have seen that I never, as in like, I have not updated that thing in like 1 decade. I think like 10 years don't reach. So, if you're in the business of making websites for people and stuff like that, it's not a sign that, okay, maybe this business is dead, as per the guy never posts for the last 10 years. Research your people, but also be asking, does it look like they still have a need for your product or your service? This one is not a matter of try or luck. It's a matter of putting the odds in your favor, like Brian Tracy likes to call it. We want to make sure that as we shoot our shot, we want to increase the likelihood that our shot will land in a place that is well. So it's not just about just firing anyhow, just the blanket, just just the fire. No, 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 no. You want to know where you are aiming, and then one is one. Well, so that's the focus, that's the goal. Does it look like these people still have a need for your product or your service? Obviously, I don't. So next time you guys are trying to do this kind of outreach and you're checking people's social media, be checking. The thing that made you reason, okay, this guy might be a good prospect, might be a good customer. This babe might be a good customer. Just check their profile again. Small. You don't have to do too much digging. Like in my own case, all the guy had to do was just look at the topmost posts and then click on the date. I said, this guy never updated for 1 decade. And you can just assume that business is dead, or you could have assumed that I have jackpot or, whatever. But I should not have been priority. Somebody who has not updated in 10 years is probably not the kind of person who is looking for your website design services. Then, when you reach out to people, because this guy went straight for the jugular, should I show you sample? No. When you reach out, it's not a matter of should I show you sample. Like, do you even know if they're interested? So first thing is figure out, are they interested? Ask about the need. Ask about pain points when you're doing your initial outreach. It is only when this thing checks out that you can now try and continue the conversation to say, how far, oh boy, may I show you sample? So you reach out. I'm in business. This is what I do. Blah, 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 blah. Is this a problem that you have had in your business? Have you had a problem closing any deals because you don't have a website? Ask first. If somebody says, no, thank you, I already have a website, conversation ends. This one you're asking them, should I show you sample? Show me sample how? How do you know I'm not sorted? How do you know? So when you reach out, first, interest, need, pain points, problems. That's what you do on initial outreach. This is what I do, blah, 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 blah. Have you experienced this kind of problem before? Are you in the market for this kind of thing? That kind of levels. If the person says yes, or I'm interested, or whatever, then the conversation continues. So this call to action now, oh boy, how far may I show you sample? Nah, it's too early. Sample? No, that call to action is too early. It's too forward. Relax. Sales is toasting. It's a conversation. We're taking things one step at a time. You didn't greet somebody, you just blast message. The person has not responded. You next thing, should I show you sample? Like, what are you expecting? Somebody will say, yes, show me sample. For real? So, this sample thing, too early. What you do first is figure out if this person has a problem. If he said, I have a problem, I've been having problems closing, stuff like that, next will be like, oh, okay. You try and schedule a meeting, book a meeting, so that you and that guy can discuss. Let's discuss your needs. Let's see whether, in fact, a website is something that might help you out, or let's explore what you've done before. Let's see how a website can help you better, something. Organize a meeting. When you organize the meeting and you people talk, it is then you now know which sample to show the guy. Like even this whole thing, can I show you sample? Which sample will you show me? Will you show me a minimalist website? Because some people like websites busy. Will you show me a busy website? What if I'm a guy who's on the minimalist spectrum? Are you going to show me a website that prioritizes online booking? What if I'm the kind of guy who likes to be chatting with my customers in DM first before we close the deal? You understand? Website design, plenty. People have different needs. People have different preferences. Which sample will you show me? You won't know until you have a conversation with me. It's the same thing, whatever it is that you sell. Slow down. You're going to sample too quick. When you call, are they interested? Okay, they're interested. A meeting, let's see what it is that you're looking for. Then you know the kind of sample that you send them. And the sample that you send them with what? It will now make sense because you had a meeting. So, that's the way. But if you're like this guy and you've been doing outreach, congrats. At least you're doing outreach. We'll clap for you. Congrats. But as you're doing outreach, the main thing I'm trying to pass across is, are you doing this outreach well? Are you? Are you doing it well? Apart from doing this kind of outreach where you're sending DM, there's some physical things where you can do too. So this guy, is he visiting photo studios where he knows that these people don't have website? Because dropping in on, one-on-one, you can have some good conversations with somebody. Or is he dropping flyers in co-working spaces? Is he going to co-working spaces? Is he where other photographers hang out? So you can start having conversations with them. Is he attending photography and art hangouts? So all this keyboard activity is good, right? Keyboard activity is very, very good. But there are other things that we can try as well. But anyway, bottom line, what I'm just trying to say now is that let's just focus on doing outreach right. Outreach, right? Sorry. It's not about the message. It's not about I sent 100 messages last week. It's about I sent 100 messages last week, and I have a reasonable hope that, out of the 100, maybe 80 of them will get read, maybe 60 of them will be on point, maybe I might be able to get a meeting from 50. Hopefully, from the 50 that I'm able to get a meeting, maybe I might share samples with 30. From the samples that I share with 30, who knows, maybe I might end up designing 5 websites. So it's not just sending messages for the sake of sending messages. We want to make sure that our outreach is effective. So that's it, and that's all for today. Remember, you can call, send me a text message or a WhatsApp message on 080-6466-2140. So if you're a web developer like this guy and you need some help with your outreach, call me. Like I said, if you want free advice, I'm down. 080-6466-2140. Just make sure you tell me in the first message, in the first contact, that you're looking for free business advice, and then we'll schedule a call. But I will answer one question only, and only one question. If you want us to do a deep dive into the state of your business and how you can improve your business outreach, we'll have to book a proper consultation. And don't worry, I have packages for people from big boy to middle class to I know get money. Everybody's covered. So that's it. That's all for today. Thank you very much for your time and attention, and I'll catch you all at the next episode.